Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube class on C programming. In this video we are going to talk about the programs on the ELSEF ladder. Now to begin with, let's take the simple program to check if the employee can be insured or not in an organization based on the following conditions. Now what are the conditions? There are three conditions given, and if employee satisfies any of these three conditions, any one of these three conditions, then the employee can be insured, and if employee does not satisfy any one of those three conditions, then the employee cannot be insured. Now before we see why we use ELSEF ladder, let us try to see what is the input for this question. Now check these statements. Employee is married, then the employee is insured. That means you need to know the marital status of the employee. That is the first input that we want to know. Therefore, let me write the input in the form of the table so that we understand in the greater detail. What is the first thing? We want to know the marital status of employee. Therefore, I write here marital status. I'm sorry. Okay. Let me write marital status of the employee. This is the first thing that I want to know. I need to know. Now, if I say yes, the employee is married, then the output of thing is yes, the employee can be insured. Now, there are two possibilities, either the employee is married or unmarried. Suppose if the employee is unmarried. Now, we see over here, if the employee is unmarried, then we want to know the gender of employee as well, because here it is unmarried female and here it is unmarried male. That means I need to know the gender of the employee. Therefore, I write over here the second input that we are interested on it is the gender of employee. Suppose the employee is unmarried and the gender is female and the age is 20. Can I insure it? No, because the third condition is if the employee is female, unmarried and above 25 years of age. That means I need to know the age of employee as well. Now when I know all the three things, I can give the conclusion that the employee can be insured or cannot be insured. Now here I say insured or not. This is a question mark to us. These are the three things we need. Now coming to the question why we need the ELSEF ladder over here. Now because there are three conditions, out of those three conditions, if any one condition is true, will you go and evaluate the next condition? No, we are going to stop it. That means out of n conditions, we are selecting one condition. Now let us see on what should be the data type. What should be the data type of the marital status? Okay, here I write what should be the data type of the marital status, what should be the data type of gender, age, and at the end we will get the answer. Now, if the employee is married or not, it is very simple to know. We can just say yes or no. Y means yes, married, N is unmarried. Now say me one thing, Y and N can be stored in which data type? Y and N can be stored in a data type. That data type is character. Therefore, I can write char over here, char marital status. Okay. Now the next thing is we need gender. Now this gender, two types, female and male. Again, we can write over here F for female and M for male, only two things. And again, this F and M are of what data type? They are of data type character. They are of data type character. The next thing is age. We take it as an integral number, 23, 32, 90, 100 and so on. Therefore, this age is of integer type. And this is the output that we get. This is the output that we get in the form of yes or no. In the form of yes or no. Yes, insured or uninsured. Now let's take some of the test cases and try to understand it. If I say marital status is yes, suppose the employee is married and the gender of the employee is female and the age is 22. Suppose this is the thing I give. Now what should be the output? The output of this question is yes, the driver can be insured. Yes, the employee can be insured. Why the employee can be insured? Because employee is married, irrespective of age and gender, the employee should be insured. Therefore, I write here insured. Therefore, I write here insured. Now, if I say marital status as Y again, yes, the employee is married, and I say gender is male, and let's say the age is 24. Now, irrespective of age and gender, if the employee is married, the employee should be insured. Therefore, I write here insured. Therefore, I write here insured. Now, let's take some other test cases. Suppose I say the employee is not married. Okay, and I write here the employee is female and the age is 25. And the age is 25. Now, see here. Is the employee married? No. Next to check, is the employee female? Yes. And is the age is above 25? Now it is exactly 25. It is not about 25. About 25 means 26 and all. It is exactly 25. Therefore, the employee is not insured. Therefore, the employee is not insured. Now again I say marital status is N. Let the gender be female and let the age be say 27. Now employee is unmarried, female and about 25 years of age, because 27 is greater than 25. Yes, the employee is insured. Therefore, I write over here insured. Let's take some other cases, and I say no, the employee is unmarried, and I say the gender of the employee is male, and I write here 30. Now check over here, unmarried, male and above 30 years, but it is exactly equal to 30 years. Therefore, the employee is not insured, right? And I say unmarried, male, 32 years of age, then what will be the thing? Yes, the employee can be insured. Yes, the employee can be insured. These are the sum of the test cases, and we have already seen what should be the data type of each one of those particular things. Now let us see how we are going to write a program from this particular thing, convert into the C program. Let us see the program for the same, and already we know what are the data types, what is the input and what output we expect from here. Now let's see the program. We say hash include stdio.h, and here I say int main. What is the input for this question? It is marital status, and it is of what type? Character type. Therefore, let me write over here char, and what is variable name? You can give any variable name. Let me give marital underscore status. This is one variable. Next, we need one more variable called as gender. It is of what data type? It is character. Let me write over here character, and it is gender. And the third data type we need is age. It is of type integer. I write here int, and you can give any variable name. Let me give age. That's all. Now we have to read one by one. Now whenever you declare these three variables, what will happen? The three variables are created. And how does these three variables are created? Let's see over here. Now this is the variable marital status. I just write ms. Ms is marital status. Another variable is created, that is gender, and the last variable is created, that is age, and all have garbage, garbage and garbage. You need to read it. How do we read it? We say you read it as enter marital status. I say enter marital status. Now what we give? We say here y bar n to the end user, so that the end user will know either to enter y or to enter n. And this marital status is of what data type? It is of character data type. Therefore we say %c ampersand. What is the variable name? Marital underscore status. Marital underscore status. Suppose I say marital status as y, character y will be stored. Actually the, what do you say, the ASCII value of character Y will be stored, and the ASCII value of character uppercase Y is 89, and I could even write, yeah, 89 will be stored. Actually, the ASCII value will be stored. Now, whenever you type from the keyboard, where does it goes? It goes to the input buffer. That means whatever you type from the keyboard will go to the input buffer. Now this is the input buffer, and from this input buffer the variables will be read. From this input buffer the variables will be read, or it will go onto the RAM. Now suppose if this is the output screen, what we are saying, enter marital status. I write here enter marital status into bracket Y bar N, and you say colon. Now what we do over here, normally I may say Y and I press an enter key. That means you have typed this from keyboard and input buffer you have Y and enter key. Now in the next step you want to read a character, and what is the character? We have two characters over here. Notice thing, Y is a character and enter is also a character, but you want to read only one character. Therefore, the first character will be read and stored in the marital status. And what will happen? The second character, now this is read, this is gone. The second character, enter key, remains on the input buffer. Okay, now let's see what will happen. What is the next thing we need? We need gender. And how do we read it? I write over here printf, enter gender, and I just write it as M bar F so that the user will know what to enter, and we read it as scanf %C ampersand gender, because the variable name is gender. I see. Now see here what it will do on the output screen. It will say enter gender, and it will say F bar M or M bar F, whatever it is, and it want to read a character. From where does it will read the character? From where does the scanf will read? Scanf will read from the input buffer, and it wants to read a character. Is there any character in the input buffer? Yes, there is a character. And what is that character? Enter key. Therefore, enter key will be stored in the gender place. Is that okay? That means this is what it will store in the gender. Do you want to store enter in the gender? No, we don't want to store enter in the gender. It means I need to forcefully remove this enter key from the input buffer. And how do I remove forcefully enter key from the input buffer? We use something called as %C. %C. Now what is this %C? It says that read a character but do not store anywhere. Now it means it will read this character /n, it will read it, but it is not going to store it in any variable. That means this /n or the enter key is also consumed, and we are left out with the empty input buffer. And how we can read the empty input? Now how you can read it? You can say %C ampersand gender. Now what will happen? There is nothing in input buffer. The screen will wait, the cursor will wait, the computer will wait for you to enter some value. Now let me say F over here. What now? Whenever you say F and an enter key, this F will be stored over here. Now that is character F. Now next you want to read the age. How do we read the age? We say printf enter age, and we say scanf %D ampersand age. Now the question comes, sir, why did not you say %C? Now what we want to read? We want to read a integer. Now is /n a integer? No, it's not an integer. Therefore the input buffer removes automatically and it waits for integer. But in the previous case you wanted to read a character and it was a character over here. Now you want to read an integer. Is there any integer over here? No, it will wait. Now this is the output screen. Now suppose here I say enter age as 23. Now what will happen? In the age column 23 will be stored. Now you have all the input that you have needed: marital status, gender and age, now you need to take the action based on those particular thing. Now how do we take the action? Let's see one by one by writing the condition. Now what is the first condition? If the employee is married, irrespective of the gender and age, I need to take the decision. Therefore I continue the program over here and I say if marital, what is the variable name? Marital underscore status is equal Y, that means you have entered yes, then the employee should be insured irrespective of the age and gender. I say here insured. Now what is marital status? Y. Is Y equal Y? Yes. And what is the output that you are going to see? You are going to see insured as the output. Okay. Now let's see the next condition. Enter marital status. Let me say no. Let me say no. I enter N over here. I enter N over here. Enter gender. Let me say F. Enter age. Let me say 23. Now you see here, what is marital status? N. N equal Y? False. Now if N is equal to Y, if this condition is false, then it should check the next condition. Now when do you come to the second condition? You come to second condition only if the first condition is false. Now what do we mean by the first condition is false? That means the employee is unmarried. Now if the employee is unmarried, then only we will check the second condition. Is it necessary for me? Is it necessary for me to check whether the employee is married or unmarried? No. If I reach the second condition, it means the employee is unmarried. Therefore, I can just check else if gender is equal F and what should be age? Greater than 25. And age greater than 25, I can write over here printf insured. I can write over here printf insured. Is that okay? Now let's take the age as 33 and try to understand. Now I say F and I say age as 33. Now check here. Marital status is N. N equal Y is false. Since the first condition is false, it should evaluate the second condition. Right. Is there any point in evaluating again marital status? No, that's waste of time. Gender is F. F equal F. Yes. 33 greater than 25. Yes. And the output is insured. And the output is insured. Is that okay? Now let's try to run it for the next example. Let's try to run it for the next example. Now again I say enter marital status. Let it be no. Enter gender. Let it be M. And I say M over here. Then we have enter age. Let the age be say 33. And what we have over here 33. Now you check. Is N equal to Y? No. Is gender is M? Is M equal F? No. That means the first condition is false. Second condition is false. You need to evaluate the third condition. Else if. Now the question comes, sir, shall I check gender or not over here? Yes. You need to check gender over here. Why? Because if the employee is unmarried, no, there is no point in checking gender over here. Let's see. If I write if gender equal M and age greater than 30, then I have to say printf insured. Now why it is necessary to check the gender over here? That's the question. That's the question. Why? Because out of these two conditions, any condition may be false. Now this condition, now gender is female, but this condition might be false. Therefore you might have gone to this condition. Therefore it becomes necessary for us to write gender is male. Now check over here, gender is male. Marital status is N equal to Y? No. Gender is M equal to F? No. M equal to M? Yes. Age is what? 33 greater than 30 years, and we say insured. Now let's say unmarried female and 23 years. I write here unmarried female and 23 years. The answer should be not insured. Is N equal to Y? No. Gender is F? Yes. Now check here. 23 greater than 25 false. Now since this is false, you have to come over here. F equal to M. no. Therefore, we have to execute the else, and I write over here printf not insured. I write over here printf not insured, and we say over here return 0 and stop the procedure. Now let's check whether it is necessary to write this condition or not. Let's take the same input. Now, is n equal to y? No. F equal to f? Yes. 23 greater than 25, it is false. That means you have already checked that the gender is female or male. Therefore, there is no point in checking this particular thing. There is no point in checking this particular condition, and you can just write else if age greater than 30. That's it. Now, let's see whether it will work or not. Unmarried, male, and let's say 30 years of age, the driver, the employee should not be insured. N equal to y? No. M equal to f? No. 30 greater than 30? No. Not insured. Now let's say the insurance thing. Now this is 31. The employee should be insured. N equal to y? No. M equal to f? No. 31 greater than 30? Yes. The employee is insured. Now let's take for the female thing. The employee should be insured. N equal to y? No. Gender is f equal to f? Yes. 31 greater than 25? Yes. Insured. Now since this condition is checked, will it evaluate this condition even though this condition is true? No. It will directly come out of the else if ladder and it will stop the procedure. Why it is not necessary to check the gender over here? Because we have already checked gender is male or female in the just above condition, and if this condition is false, that means the employee is male. Are you getting it? That means the employee is male. Is that okay? Thank you friends for watching this. If you have liked this, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and share the channel with your friends. Thank you for watching this.